Gyomei versus Akisa, who would win in a fight? What if Gyomei was the one that was on the Mugen train? Would things have been any different? Well, today, boys and girls, we'll be going over just that. This one is a really tricky one to answer, and I feel like the community almost unanimously says that Gyomei is stronger, but it actually is not as bright cut as it may appear to be. Let's quickly go over the feats of the two characters to help us, kind of understand just how strong these two titans are. Starting with Gyomei. Gyomei, as we know, is the strongest within the Hashiras, holding that seat for quite some time. When all the Hashiras are asked what they think of Father Gyomei in the data books, they almost all agree with one thing and talk about. That is just how strong this 7 feet monster is. And of course, his strength really shined the most when the stage was the brightest during the Infinity Castle arc. He without a doubt turned the tides of the battle versus Upper Rank 1 Kokoshibo. To back up this monstrous raw strength, he has a finesse to his swordsmanship. Unlike any ordinary pleb who uses a sword, Father Gyomei uses an axe that has massive spike on the other side, and boy do I need to remind you guys just how hard this thing is to master. And the way he throws it around as if it's nothing with perfect control really just goes to show how talented one needs to be. Not to mention being part of the very few elite swordsmen who were able to enter the world of transparent. He also was able to turn his axe red, which increases the regeneration time that demons get. We can sit here and talk all day about the strength of Gyomei, but for the sake of the video, let us next talk about Akisa. As we all know, Akisa holds the position of Upper Moon 3, and I feel like we have to talk about just how strong an Upper Moon is before we talk about Akisa. Within the 12 Kizuki, the personal hitman of Musan, they are made up of 6 lower moons and 6 upper moons, and when it comes to scaling their strengths, it is as straightforward as it gets. The less the number, the stronger the moon. Now this goes to an extreme level when we talk about the upper moons, especially when it comes to the top 3 upper moons. The difference between Akisa Upper Moon 3 and Upper Moon 4 Hanteku is unfathomable. Akisa is the second oldest within the upper moon, holding the title of Upper Moon 3 for some time. This demon is quite strange and honorable within a group of very evil creatures. Even though he could have gotten insanely stronger if he had eaten women who were, according to Doma, had more nutritious values than males, he did not. He carried himself with the utmost respect as a warrior, especially for those he thought would be of higher strength. His only goal in mind when he turned into a demon was to get stronger, constantly fighting and challenging those he deemed to be of power. He challenged Upper Moon 1 multiple times, and of course, unsurprisingly, he got his ass whooped. But Kokoshibo always respected Akisa, and during these battles, of course, Akisa would get stronger. Now we have to address the giant elephant in the room. The defeat of Akisa is a weird one because Akisa literally gave up. He did not get defeated by Tanjiro and Kyu, who at the time were both in monstrous state. Both completely awakened their Demon Slayer marks, with Tanjiro even having the state of transparent, and on top of that, almost fully mastered sun breathing, which we know any form of sun breathing causes tremendous damage to demons. And Akisa literally withstood it all, and not to mention still fighting even with his head chopped off. When it comes to his fighting style, he uses a hand-to-hand combat style based on martial arts he learned when he was a human. Now, Akisa had been polishing his skills and going up against very strong fighters, most notably the Hashiras, for over 300 years. 300 or 200? I think it's 300. Let's now get to the fun part. How would the two's battle actually go, and what if it was Gyomei who was on the Mugen train? Well, first things first, while Gyomei may be strong and insanely strong depending on which you're talking about, I think Akisa wins in a 1v1 battle to the death. Now let me make this clear. Overall, when it comes to like feats and accomplishments in the story, Gyomei edges Akisa because he fought against stronger opponents. But like I said, if we are speaking directly on a 1v1 battle to the death, I think Akisa wins. First things first, he is insanely durable, having the power of regeneration because he is a demon. On top of that, being able to regrow his head, and not to mention Akisa would be a nightmare matchup for someone like Gyomei. Gyomei shines in like mid to long range combat, especially when you look at during his fight against Kokoshibo, he was attacking from mid to close range. He wasn't just like, you know, going from one direction to the next. No, he like kind of gained momentum as he went forward. Even against Muzan, he was, you know, facing Muzan, someone who primarily, you know, had tentacles, and his tentacles were like, you know, far range. Kind of the same deal with Kokushiba. So he had good matchups in facing those, of course, you know, monster characters. But Akasa's speed is next level, especially being as short as he is. He has an unbelievable explosive speed. And I could see him blitzing Gyomei, or at least trying again and again until he gets closer and kills him. When it comes to things such as feat, you know, accomplishment within the story, you know, who fought the stronger opponents, obviously then, you know, you can say Gyomei reigns supreme over Akasa. But if we are going on based 1v1 battle to the death, I think Akasa wins. I really am curious to hear what you guys think of this. Definitely make sure to let me know in the comments, as I am very interested in that. I really enjoy making these type of videos, and I will definitely make more in the future. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time.